Welcome back to another day of living in a new house. It is another fairly sunshiny afternoon and my phone's been on charge, so you've missed me doing some bits, but we are in the midst of digging up the garden again. So far we've kind of dug around this sort of area, found an absolutely colossal breeze block that was buried just below the surface, so glad we got that out. I'm just debating what to do now, whether I actually go through here and kind of turn over the rest of this area, or carry on with what I've just started doing now, which is sort of trying to level this area, so at least we can get one of the beds in. So what I might keep doing is just keep shifting the soil this way into sort of a pile, get that leveled, get one of the beds in, and then obviously any leftover bits of soil that we decide are good enough for the bed, which is probably none of it, we might like sift through and chuck back in the bed, because then we can raise it up and help get the ground level. So I think that's actually probably the better method of what we're going to go do. So we're going to grab one of the sleepers to use it as a bit of a spirit level, and the actual spirit level there, and then we're going to get that down and hopefully semi-level on that piece of ground. Elizabeth's also been busy. She's made a good attack at the pile of gravel and slate, and got a couple of bags of that going through as well. So we might have a bit of a pathway forming. Probably not tonight because the sun is going down. We'll see how far we get, and then we're going to get back to attacking the front bedroom. So without further ado, time-lapse mode. Well, as normal, it started getting dark outside. I am very much looking forward to longer and longer evenings so we can spend more time out there. But as you saw, we got some of those wooden sleepers at least laid out. I've put them back down the side now because I don't want them sitting on the ground because it's going to rain tomorrow. And what I've decided, is I'm going to leave that dirt sort of where it is and just pile it into where the beds are going to go, so I haven't got to keep moving it around all the time. It'll save us a bunch of time. What I've also decided is, I mentioned previously, I think I did in one of the vlogs, if I haven't then this will be the first time I mention it, that the best thing to do for us is to actually put some gravel underneath the sleepers, because that way when it rains, water will go down the sides and then it won't sit at the bottom of the sleepers and just prevent them rotting so quickly. We were going to go buy some gravel, but actually down the side of the house over here there's some pretty nasty old like white gravel that's gone a bit green and horrible and doesn't look that great. So I think what I'm actually going to do is dig that up, put that underneath the sleepers, and then all this slate that Elizabeth's been sifting that was in that patch will then put along the side of that, and I think that'll just look a little bit nicer, and it will prevent us having to buy any gravel, which means we can get on with that. We've since now eaten dinner, and it is time to fix the patch on the ceiling. Elizabeth actually went through and did some painting while I was out, so most of these walls are finished. There are sort of one or two spots that probably just need a little bit of touching up. So I might have a look at those as well tonight. There's a couple of patches that need like sanding, fillering, and then just relaying with paint. So we're going to crack on with that, but principally it's getting this one sorted so we can get this room ready and online to go. So time to get back into time-lapse mode. Well, that was quite possibly the world's quickest time lapse, but we've done the first pass on it. It's still a little bit patchy up here, but we'll do another run on it just because of the depth. I've also gone through and there's a couple of rough patches around here that I'll put even more filler on, especially on this back wall where we had that ceiling edges up. It's going to take a little while to dry, so we're going to have to wait for that to dry and then probably sand it back tomorrow before we then finish the painting. In the gap in between though, I have been doing some shopping and have spent a couple of £100. First thing I have purchased is a big bag of dirt. And that sounds counterintuitive. That is a mushroom compost. It's going to be used to build the planters. It's quite good actually. The place is fairly local that I've ordered it from. Got a 10% discount on it, so it's about £103 all in. Should be enough to fill both of those beds with some of the soil we already have in there as well. And it was free delivery, so that is fantastic. But it has put an even sharper deadline on those beds outside growing the seeds, in that we've got to get them made ready for that being delivered on Monday. It is currently Wednesday, so this weekend is going to be full steam ahead getting those planters down, ready to seed them. My sister's also recommended putting cardboard at the bottom of them to stop the weeds as well. So we've got some work to do, and we need to acquire some more cardboard. I have the old oven box, which we'll put at the bottom, and that should do it as well. By the way, I have a sweet in my mouth. That's why I'm probably sound like I'm talking a little bit funny. But that was purchase number one. In my shopping shenanigans then, I then found out that the council, where I live, actually offer a discount on compost bins. Weirdly, of all things. So I found out I could get a full-size compost bin for £18. So I then went and purchased one of those. So that is arriving at some point in the next couple of weeks as well. So I've ordered compost and a composting bin. Idea being that when I actually need to add more compost to those beds in the future, we should just have some available from like grass clippings, garden waste, household waste, that kind of stuff. So I thought, why not? Whether we use it in the long run, I don't know, but for £18 I thought, why not? It's worth it. We can stick it in that back corner and it should just fill that hole, and that'll be quite good, and it'd be practical and make us more eco-friendly, I guess, as well. So that was a good purchase. I then spent quite a lot of time looking at what we want to do in terms of replacing this window ledge here. Now, there's loads of types out there. I did look at solid oak ones, but they were getting horrendously expensive and I couldn't find the right thickness. They then do like softwood pine ones, which are about 10 quid, but then you pay 25 quid for delivery, so it's still about £35. But there were other options of different hardwoods that were available. Now, what I've done off camera, so I've sanded a patch down here just to try and see what the material looks like. Because ideally I'd like to try and make it match with the rest of the house. Now it's going to be a bit odd because I'm going to sand all the windowsills down the house and then gloss them. But then we're going to have the oak trim, so there's going to be a little bit off in terms of colours, but we'll see how it looks when it's all done. So what I've now gone is I've been on eBay of all places and I've ordered, it wasn't a mahogany, it was I'll put the name of the wood up here with a picture of it. Sorry, editing right. I've gone and ordered one of those, so I managed to get a 900mm length cut, which that is 770, I think, that window ledge. So we'll have to cut that down, chop that one out and fit that in. But at least that's on the way, so there won't be anything stopping us in terms of material then. And then the final thing that we've then ordered, or Elizabeth is in the process of ordering for me, is a wire stripper. I have all of the copper cable from the house sitting that it needs to go for recycling at some point. I also have a load of cables from my own place, or my parents' place, just like general like TV cables and other things that I've collected over the years and I don't have any use for. And then I have another 3 bags of stuff at my grandparents' place which needs to be coming back and scrapped. Now, when you're scrapping copper, you get about £2.10 a kilo if it's on the if it's still got the plastic sheathing on. But if you strip it and do it as bright copper, then it suddenly becomes more like £6 a kilo is the scrap rate for it. So it's definitely worth stripping. So for like 28 quid, I think it is, we'll buy a wire stripper and strip that, and it should pay for itself, hopefully. If not, again, it's just another fun little project we can be doing on the side. Although we have enough of those already, so we don't want to be spending too long on them. I'm kind of going to stop now with doing anything more in this room, and it is getting a little bit later in the afternoon. We need to let that set off before we do any more with it. So I'm proposing that we're going to end the vlog there with all the activity that we have achieved today. We have done a lot in terms of shopping though, so that's a good thing. So those will be arriving over the next couple of weeks. We'll let you know as and when they arrive. I also need to go buy a wheelbarrow to move all the dirt as well. That's another purchase. This whole zero budget vegetable plot starting to get a lot more expensive, but hey ho, we're nearly there, and we have some vegetables on the grow as well. In fact, let me go show you those now. Look, we have plants. Cucumber donated by my sister is yellowing a bit, but surviving. Onions are now growing. I think we now have 13 onions growing, and the cauliflowers are romping away and they're just starting to peak their second set of leaves, and they're no longer the baby leaves. So yeah, these are needing to go outside at some point in the future, so beds need to get it going. And my final thing to say, to the man that's just shouted at me in the comments for talking too quickly in these monologues, I know, when I get very excited, my brain moves at 1,000,001 miles an hour, and unfortunately my mouth tries to keep up. Therefore, I become a little bit less coherent. Something I do need to keep working on, so thank you for the reminder. Please don't shout at me. And I will try and work on slowing my vlog paces down just a little bit. See how it goes on when I get too energized. But anyway, we are going to park it there for the day. Queue all the delivery trucks arriving at the house over the next few days. And yeah, hopefully we'll be in this room in the next couple of days as well. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Happy hunting, and we'll catch you all in tomorrow's vlog.